All right. Good morning out there. Let's see if we're properly cranking along. Checking, checking. Okay. Okay. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name's Ryan. I get things from stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, and similar places. Try to make a few extra bucks online. It's raining this morning out there. So, and the glare is pretty bad. I'm back up. Um, so we are trying to, and not a ton of sales. So, but we got stuff out the door. Have had some initial success with these massive bins of uh, action figures. Sold probably 6 or 7 figures for about $100 last week. Uh, and got some stuff pretty quickly out the door, and which makes about a third of my money back. That's in everything that I spent that weekend, that entire weekend. I think the action figures cost me under 250. So but they're kind of moving, and I've got there's a couple more things I'm going to do. I'm probably on Facebook, and all that was on Facebook Marketplace in one group. So that was like three or four. That was like three sales in one group, and so that was pretty cool. So those are still moving. So we'll see those trickle out over time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I hit a pretty big action figure haul last week at a yard sale, and it's a handful of 80s, like Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, and a few other and Marvel superheroes, a few DC things from some 90s stuff. No GI Joes, like one Transformer, and a handful of other things from that era, all rolled into one big purchase. And so if there's something from that era you're looking for, there's a not unreasonable chance I'll have something. I may have something. So leave a comment or shoot me a private message, and maybe I can work on getting you what you need at a price better than on eBay. That's basically what I guarantee. I try to drop when you sell on Facebook Marketplace. Usually you can go 25% less than eBay and still comes out ahead. So no, that's how that's going. But onto the sales and a couple of finds. So sales this weekend weren't great. I have 4 sales. Wish I could have done a little bit better. So let's jump into those. First off is Demon Slayer manga, $8. I think any good condition Demon Slayer manga right now is $8 or better. So keep an eye out for them if you see them. Light it up. They probably do a little bit. They may do a little bit better, but with the success of the movie, those are worth grabbing. Next up, and this is probably the minimum these things go for, because these are pretty not rough, but these are well loved condition. This is the Timothy Zahn Heir to the Empire series. From the 90s. This was basically the first big. This was before Episode 1 came out. This was probably the first big Star Wars book after Jedi. They're very good, and these went for $16 for these 3. I have sold good condition ones over 20, just for the regular size paperback. So keep an eye out for those. When they get up cheap. I've actually tripped over like 2 different Star Wars collections at one point in the last month. And so this is actually the second set I've sold in like 30 days. They move fast. Those were listed. I think these were up less than 2 weeks. And the nice set I had sold in under a week. So there you go on that. And then this cool hat. I thought this was actually going to go for a little bit more. This went for $18. This is a Subaru Motorsports baseball cap. Uh, so this is pretty sweet hat. So went to a cool uh, specific manufacturer hats, Subaru, particularly your non-typical stuff like Ford, Chevy. Those are still decent hats to grab, actually. Uh, but car manufacturer hats, I would say if you find hats for a buck or less, they're in good shape. They're car manufacturer, non NASCAR. They're worth getting. Um, NASCAR hats are hit and miss, but I've had success selling NASCAR hats at flea markets for like $3 a hit. NASCAR hats and sports teams. So that's one of those things. I like buying big bags of hats that are sort of in that genre, and I've done it before and flipped them and made money. So something to think about there. And finally, this sale. This is a Puma shirt, Puma Volition with like fire jets on it. And this was a pretty cool shirt. This went for $20. This was a find at I think this was last chance, so this was like dollar 25, and this went for $20. And this sold pretty quick too. So always nice to find some clothing that sells fast. Um, I am not intentionally dressed up like Freddy Krueger, but apparently I look like him right now. Anyway, that's let's see, cool finds over the past week that are still laying around. Rollins baseball glove. This is a left-hand throw RFM9. This is going to go between 20 and $30. Always look up good condition, nice, good leather, heavy leather, not like synthetic vinyl. Look up good looking leather baseball gloves. That may sit a little bit until baseball season starts up again. Anything else crazy? Nothing else crazy. That was probably the big find. There was a few books I snagged, but nothing to blow anything up about because they didn't flip fast. So that's it. I know it's a quick show today. Didn't have a whole ton to do, total ton to talk about. Got work to do. Got some stuff I got to get done today or tomorrow, depending on the weather. So other than that, y'all have a good one. Get some stuff sold, and see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. By the way, that'd be nice.